Your Mariners got a sweep, a much-needed sweep over the Texas Rangers in the baseball dealings of the weekend.
That was huge.
It was huge. You guys still, where are you at on your team? Do you still kind of hate your team? Because you're in a weird spot.
I mean, I don't hate the Mariners at all. I don't hate my team. It's just that I know that they still, even with it sounds like their guy, Tyler Locklear, replacing Ty France during his injury at first base, is a competent hitter. Victor Robles, he's been hitting like 350 since he joined the Mariners. So, there's some good pieces, and they are hitting, but they still need to go get a big-name, big-salary hitter. They need somebody that's been there before in the playoffs, and I've heard their owner saying John Stanton's like, all right, we're going to give Jerry Dipoto the money. They're going to do it. I'm not quite sure on that, but they lead the Rangers by 8.5 games. So I'm feeling positive.
Stros by 9.
A massive division lead.
Stros had the same World Series odds as the Mariners 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, good
that
old
one doesn't make a lot of
Fangraphs.
sense.
No, the Astros get so much national love, don't they?
They just cut Jose Abreu too, and they're eating about
bad.
$35 million on that. He's one of the worst players in all of Major League Baseball. I appreciate Schulte for being a level-headed Mariner fan. And this is why I think there's so much attention on them right now. They have 75% of the collection of what you would need to compete for a championship.
Yeah.
They're right there. One of the best staffs in baseball. They're blowing out their division. They will continue to blow out their division. They should at least the rest of the year. This would be an epic collapse if they don't do it.
Yeah.
You got a 9-game lead, 8.5-game lead. You just swept Texas. You were about a month away from the All-Star break. Things are going perfect for them. But now is the time when you have to realize, do we just want to be a good little story, or do we truly want to try and win a championship?
You can't miss these windows.
You cannot.
You cannot take this
We
lightly.
always think, young pitching staff, they're going to be around a long time. They're going to be great for a long time. The Mets were this in 2015. They had one of the best young collection of pitchers we had ever seen. They got to a World Series, and we all thought, they lost to Kansas City, but they'll be back. They have all these great arms. They haven't sniffed a World Series since then. I don't even know if they've been to the playoffs since then. That's how bad things have gotten. So when you get these moments in time, it's all about striking while the iron's hot, and you're going to have to take a risk. You're going to have to give up some of your prospects and take a gamble and a swing, and maybe you don't win a championship. Maybe it's a rental, but you owe it to the fans and you owe it to the players in that locker room to go all in at this moment. And I think this weekend further proved it. If you get swept by Texas and that leads down to 5 and you're like, oh, God, now you're a little kind of a pucker factor. You just swept the second-place team in your division. You're the only team above 500. If you don't go all in the next 3, when's the trade deadline? The second week of July?
It's coming up.
It's a couple weeks
end
away.
Of July.
End of July? Okay, so we're
July
a little over a
31st.
month away.
Mm-hmm.
So you got about 6 weeks. Now is your moment. And if you do, there is no argument to be made that Seattle can't compete for a World Series. But what I will argue is, as constructed, they cannot do it with that offense.
It's a good point that you make about the sweep being kind of coming at a key point in the season. All right, we're good in June as Mariners fans. However, and that is kind of a change from a couple of game lead in the AL West. Texas comes to town and they get swept, and it's what's going on in Seattle? And now with this really great young controllable pitching staff, essentially this is the diamond in the rough. If you're an MLB team, you have 5, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Outside of Castillo, I'm talking about Emerson Hancock as well, who's kind of been up and down from the minors. 5 cost-controllable pitchers that are top of the league level. Your ERA is one of the best in the league. Your pitching in general is the best in the league. You've managed to figure out how to pick and choose your bullpen, use different guys for a week, send them back down. It's been a great pitching philosophy, but now you've got to add the money. You've got to add these hitters, because you've got about 2 seasons left before these pitchers start getting super freaking expensive. If you're not thinking Logan Gilbert's getting $200 million on the open market, you're crazy. And I guarantee you the Mariners aren't going to pay that. If they want to keep Cal Raleigh, they're going to have to give him $150. He's the best catcher in baseball right now. I love where my Mariners are at.
He's better than Adley Rutschman?
Okay, maybe
The Flying Clutchman?
defensively.
Sherwood's very own?
Defensively,
Cal
Legend.
Raleigh
He was ranting. We'll let him go.
No. Cal Raleigh,
The Beaver
defensively,
Goat?
he has thrown out, I think, the most runners in MLB are close to that. Adley's up there as well, hitting-wise.
Are we doubling down, or are we going to say
I think we're doubling
Second
down.
best.
Don't back down from this take,
You'd rather
Schulte.
Cal Raleigh than Adley Rutschman.
Don't back down.
Okay, one of the best
There you
catchers.
go.
Okay, one of the
I just wanna see
top
if you double down.
3, top 5.
But to your
He is
point,
having a great year, though, to your point.
you've seen a lot of teams that have been here, and they have added that one or two pieces that they've needed. Like, look at the Nationals when they won a title. They had all these great. Strasburg was homegrown, Soto was homegrown, all these. And then you go out and you get a Max Scherzer, who I know came over before them, but you spent big on a big-time arm. The Astros have done this. I know Garrett Cole.
My Bravos did it.
Your
Jorge
Braves,
Soler.
yes.
They had to add him the year they lost Acuna. He was the massive difference in the World Series against the Astros.
Yes, now he's hitting $1.97 from my Giants. Thanks for that. So, like, you have to go find that one or two missing pieces, and that's where all the pressure is on them, because not many teams are set up, to Schultz's point, with this level of success in one category of your roster for this long.
Right.
Like, usually you need to go find, I need 2 starting pitchers and 3 bats. You don't need any help with arms. You don't need a starting pitcher. Maybe you add a little bit to the bullpen if you want, but you don't have to if you don't want to. You just need to go get a couple of good bats, and you can win a world championship this year. Now we'll see if they can do it.
There you go. Trident's up, bitch. There's your segment.
I love you. Thank you for talking.
I mean, it was a big weekend for him. They're the
Cal
most...
Raleigh is hitting 206 this year, by the way.
Yes, but if you look at
defensively, he's good.
Defensively, he's good.
Yes.
He's hitting dangers.
What is his runners in scoring position average? I believe that's something like near 400 or 350, and he has the most game-winning or game go-ahead hits in all of the majors, with like 7 or 8 this year.
Okay.
So he is clutch as heck, and I'm not taking away from Adley.
No, I'm
not doing that.
It's okay. You were in a rant. It happens. You
were going.
Trying to bring some receipts to the damn convo, though, too, guys.
Dame was the best point guard in the NBA for like 4 years. Who cares what Steph Curry's doing? It's
doesn't
Damian
matter.
Lillard. We all know
If you gave him Kevin Durant, he'd win those titles, too.
We've all been there.